You've clicked on this video for a reason. Whether you're in a slump, you're terribly unmotivated, or you find yourself distracted and deep in procrastination, here are 12 productivity tips that personally helped me bounce back from not wanting to do anything at all to now working in a healthy and efficient manner. Please take what resonates in this video and leave out what doesn't, as this video is not a strict step-by-step tutorial in how to be productive. Every tip that I suggest is an optional habit that you can add to in your daily life. I am just here to share what works for me. Now, a gentle reminder. If you want to skip this part and you want to go straight into the tips, here is a timestamp for that. But if you have a little bit more time on your hands, please hear me out. So, I just want to say that wherever you are right now, you're doing great. Really. If you're watching this and you're struggling to get your shit together, please don't be too hard on yourself, okay? We're human. We're not going to be functioning at 100% every day of every hour of every minute. That's just not possible. I think hustle culture and toxic productivity are just so ingrained in our society. I think we really get caught up on trying to keep up, trying to stay on top of things, trying to put our best foot forward. Because as a society, we have now associated our individual sense of self-worth and value towards our productivity levels. And that's a whole rant that I can just go on about another time. But for now, I just want to say, yes, it's great to hustle. It's great to make the most of your time. It's great to get stuff done. It is. But it's okay that you're not as productive as you used to be. Everyone's productivity levels are different. Please don't compare yourself to somebody else, especially whatever you see on social media, because ultimately it's usually their highlight reel. Also, I just want to say that recuperation and self-care are just as productive too. Now, on to the 12 tips. Tip number 1, accept that things won't go as planned. The last thing you need to be doing to yourself is forcing yourself to do something that you had in mind when you're not feeling good, when you're not feeling hot, when you're feeling crappy, vulnerable, and just down in the dumps. I mean, if you can do the non-negotiable things, then do them. But if you know there are some things that can wait, don't force yourself. Surrender to the fact that you're not feeling too good and that things won't go as planned. Surrender to the fact that you want to be productive, but right now you're just not in the mood to be. And that's okay. The more you force it, the worse you're gonna feel. And then the longer it's gonna take for you to get back to being productive. Please treat yourself like you would for somebody you are responsible with. This actually happened to me the other day. I was supposed to film a YouTube video the other day and I was just really feeling crap. Like, I just woke up and I was in a funk. But then I really wanted to be productive because I was like, I have all this time, I should make the most of my time. So I was really conflicted. I was feeling guilty and frustrated and annoyed and also really lethargic. So I went to the shower and I made like a mental pros and cons list. And once I was done in the shower, I came to the realization that, okay, I should just accept how I'm feeling, accept that things won't go as planned, and just use today as a day to recover. Tip number 2. Check in with yourself. Whether you're in a major slump or you just can't bring yourself to get back into the groove, here is a checklist for you to go through so you can healthily bounce back. Number 1, have you been eating healthily? What have you been feeding yourself recently? Are you hungry right now? Is there anything that you could eat? Food affects not only your physical health, but your mental health as well. Please be sure to feed yourself real, healthy food, not that processed shit. That stuff can go. 2, are you hydrated? Do you need water right now? Or do you want something even more hydrating, like juice? 3, have you been sleeping enough lately? Would you like to take a nap right now? Would that help? 4, do you need to take a shower? Or would a change of clothes be helpful? What can help you feel more refreshed and clear-headed? 5, are your surroundings neat and tidy? Could you tidy your room up a bit? I say this because your surroundings affect the state of your mind. At least for me, it does. 6, have you been in nature recently? Do you need some sunshine? If there's no sun out at the moment, could you take some vitamin D? 7, have you moved your body recently? Do you need to go for a walk? Could you work out? 8, have you spoken to someone recently that could help you work out your feelings and thoughts? Do you have somebody in your life that could hold space for you to be open and vulnerable? 9, do you need peace and quiet? Would meditation help? Or would blasting music be better? 10, do you need to cry? You can cry if you want. I cry all the time, even over the littlest things, because it's better to release it, to express it, than to be holding it in. Tip number 3, unload your thoughts. It's hard to be productive when you're feeling frustrated, unmotivated, down in the dumps, anxious, overwhelmed, you name it. So in order to get rid of these feelings, or not necessarily get rid, but make better use of these emotions and this energy, is to unpack it all. There are different methods in unloading whatever's on your mind. Here are some methods. Brain dump. Take a piece of paper and just write out everything that's on your mind. It can be messy. Just make sure you write it out versus typing it out. There is power in putting pen to paper. You may feel relieved after when you see that everything that's been stuck in your head is now on paper. Stream of consciousness journaling. So you can do stream of consciousness journaling like Julia Cameron's morning pages exercise. This is where you write in longhand, stream of consciousness, 3 pages of whatever comes to mind. Don't think, just write. Go for a run or work out. Moving your body can be a type of meditation. It can help you process what's going on in your head. Or you can meditate. Find a nice guided meditation and let yourself spend 5, 10, 25 minutes on finding your center and taking deep, grounding breaths. Tip number 4, plan your day. And try planning it the night before. In order for you to be productive with your time and energy, it's best to get clear on what you need to do. So plan your day, make a schedule, but make a schedule that you can realistically follow. You can spend a little bit more time in the morning figuring out your schedule or making a detailed to-do list, or you can do this the night before, whatever works for you. You can be as detailed or general as you like. Sometimes planning your day might look like just doing a simple to-do list. Other times it's actually time blocking. I do time blocking on days when I feel like I really need that extra push and guidance to stay on top of things, or when I have a lot to do and I cannot afford to be procrastinating. Another way for you to plan your day is to do some prepping. And what I mean by that is just like, preparing the clothes that you'll wear the next day, or preparing the bags that you're gonna bring outside, or prepping food even. I like doing this the night before because when you get yourself sorted out the night before, you're essentially springboarding yourself into success and productivity the next day. Tip number 5. Develop a morning routine. A great way for you to start off a productive day is to have a system of habits that will propel you into that flow state. A morning routine can be helpful on days that you're struggling because you'll have good habits to fall back on. A morning routine doesn't just increase your productivity levels. It can boost your energy levels, it can relieve stress, give you more control in your life, and ultimately it can give you more confidence in how you go about your day. Check out my morning routine video if you want to see what I do in my mornings. It is linked in the description box as well as in the card, so check that out. Tip number 6, practice proactive procrastination, aka just do something. There is a Henry Matisse quote that goes, "Don't wait for inspiration. It comes while one is working." Sometimes we are so stuck in analysis paralysis that we can't bring ourselves to get anything done. If your lack of motivation is because you just don't want to do something, or you're just too in your head, I encourage you to just do something physical, like a household chore or an errand. Just something that's maybe on your to-do list that would be easier for you to accomplish. And that way you're getting stuff done, even though you're not doing what you set out on doing. So that's why it's called proactive procrastination. And it can be as trivial as vacuuming, doing your laundry, taking out the trash, cleaning your room, whatever it is. Action leads to motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Action and the discipline to continue moving forward is what brings about that motivation. Tip number 7, dress for the occasion. Another way for you to get productive is to dress for work. You know the saying, dress for success. I think the way you dress can change how you feel about yourself, how you feel in your body, the way you carry yourself, and the way you go about your day and the way you do your work. Because when you wear something that makes you feel good, when you wear something that's fit for you to work, you're gonna actually be in work mode. Because I definitely know I'm not in work mode necessarily if I'm in my PJs from the night before. I could get work done, but I just feel a lot better when I'm, wearing clothes that I would go outside with. Tip number 8, do the worst task first. Sometimes being productive doesn't mean getting a lot of stuff done. It just means working smart. And now what do I mean by that? So working smart means tackling the worst task on your to-do list first thing in the morning. Yep, it sucks. I know, I feel you, I hear you, but trust me, it's gonna make a difference. Your worst task is the highest in priority on your to-do list. If you don't start your day by accomplishing the worst thing on your to-do list, it's so easy for you to put it off because you'll say to yourself, Oh, I'll do it after I check my emails, after I have a snack, after I have lunch. I think that when you accomplish the worst task of the day, you're just setting the tone for the rest of the day. You're setting yourself up for success, for higher productivity levels, because you know that once you get that thing done, everything else will follow, like a domino effect. So get that thing done before you give yourself too much time to think about it. Tip number 9, break it down. You may be struggling to be productive because some tasks are just too big for you to handle. So break it down. For an example, let's say you have an essay to do, and instead of saying on your to-do list, write essay, yeah, that's a big thing to do. Write maybe on one of the days, find references, or make your bibliography, or outline the first part of your essay. Do you see what I mean? Being productive means being clear on what you want to get done and accomplishing it. Take a good look at your to-do list. Is there anything on there that you can clarify, that you can break down into tiny, actionable steps? Create actionable steps for yourself so that it will be smoother and easier for you to get into that flow state of productivity. Tip number 10, put away distractions. A reason why you might be unproductive is maybe because you're easily distracted. So block those distractions. I always have notifications off on my electronic devices, or I put them on Do Not Disturb. I don't need a ton of messages or alerts bombarding me all day. So when you're working, try turning off the notifications, or try putting your electronic devices that you're not using in a different room. Maybe do the Pomodoro technique. Set a timer and try to do some work between every 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minute sprints. Observe yourself when you are at the peak of productivity. What is set in place that allows you into that flow state? Take note of it and apply it. Tip number 11, unplug in the morning and at night. Especially now that we live in a day and age where we are so connected via our electronic devices like a computer, a phone, a tablet, or even a watch. It is especially important now to designate time in your day to unplug from these devices. Unplugging yourself from social media, from work, from anything online can help you decompress. Sometimes we are not productive because our head is so clouded by and filled with information that is fed to us via our electronic devices. I know that if I wake up first thing in the morning and I'm scrolling on social media, I'm gonna feel groggy. Whereas if I took time in my day to enjoy my peace and quiet and do things that fulfill me, I'll feel a lot more clear-headed and ready to make the most of my day. If being productive means getting clear on what you want to get done, then you need to start on a clean slate. So form a couple of good morning and good nighttime habits so that you can set yourself up for success. Maybe instead of doom scrolling on social media, you can spend that time reading, meditating, or stretching. You're gonna feel a lot better. Tip number 12, last but not least, do something nice for yourself every day. Life is not about working all the time. Being productive does not have to entail that you need to be working in a hyper-productive manner. Rest and play are just as much about being productive as doing work is. Do what makes you feel good. Maybe it's taking a bath, or painting your nails, or buying that book you've always been wanting to buy, or treating yourself to a nice latte and croissant. Whatever it is, make sure you have a little bit of fun every day. And plan it. Schedule it in. A schedule is not about making like a prison of to-dos you have to get done. It's also about scheduling in your breaks, your rest periods, your indulgences. That's what a schedule is. And that's it. Those were my 12 productivity tips that have helped me stay productive, especially during times when I don't feel like doing anything at all. Well, I hope this video has helped you in figuring out what you need to do to get back on track. Let me know in the comments below what else you'd like to see from me. I am happy to hear suggestions. As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!